I'll call to order at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, June 25, 2019. This hearing is being held as required by the provisions of Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth, an act relative to the protection of the wetlands as most recently amended. Notice of the time and place of this hearing was published in the Advocate on June 20, 2019. It was also posted in the town clerk's office. Persons wishing to be heard will be called in the following order. This is being taped for broadcast. Here we go. So first, order of business, minutes for approval from the May 28 meeting. They haven't had any changes to the report. I don't know if anybody else did. So who was at that meeting and can comment on this? Or make a motion?
Bob was there, Everett was there, Paul was there, and Heidi was there.
Okay, so Heidi, you want to make a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Okay, in favor?
Aye.
Accepted. Meeting mail. Do we have meeting mail?
Well, there's nothing on the agenda, but we did get a letter, like, from, NSTAR, or Eversource, again about the annual YOP, the operational plan.
Yeah.
It's pretty generic. You know, Eversource intends to selectively apply herbicides along power line rights of way. And I guess they just want to know if there's anything that we think is a sensitive area that they don't know about on the right of way. It does say the foliage treatments will take place between April 1st and October 18th, along with cut surface treatments. So, I mean, it's really not particularly informative, except there are numbers here for the tree companies that they've hired. And the one that I've seen in town is Lucas Tree, but the address and the phone number they give for them is in Portland, Maine. So, you know, I mean, you can call them if you need to, and if anybody out there wants to get in touch with them and wants that number, they're welcome to call the office, and I'll give it to them.
Summarily, is this if someone sees a tree near a power line or something like that?
No, this seems to be just about the vegetation management plan that they have for the right-of-ways.
And they do this every year. This is standard annual cutting back commission. Lines on. Right.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of new information in here. I mean, it doesn't tell you what kinds of pesticides or anything, although there is a number here for the Pesticide Bureau, if you want to call them.
So is that, so what do? They spray along the roadside?
Yeah, they do spray and.
Doesn't this come in
Yeah,
a
they-
statement? There's like some similar information like this in your electrical?
It's herbicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't live here, so. I don't think I get
They're
that.
just informing the town,
Right.
not necessarily the customers.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's all that I have
All right.
from there.
So I see nothing here for discussion or old business. So we get on to new business. We have an RDA from Marjorie Higginbottom, 216 Peckham Road. A request for determination was filed by Marjorie Higginbottom for property located at 216 Peckham Road, map 16, lot 13A. The applicant proposes to repair a septic system with a new septic tank, pump chamber, and leaching field, and also a water service for the two existing dwellings. The applicant is represented by Alan Ewing Engineering Incorporated. Plan name is Sue's Disposal Repair Plan of Land at 216 Peckham Road. That plan date is June 10th, 2019. Mr. Ewing, the floor is yours.
Yes, good evening. I'm Al Ewing, Ewing Engineering. We had the wetlands flagged on this piece of property, we had 200 feet of frontage here, and 38,000 square feet. So wetlands flags on all the way around. And there's also some wetlands across the street. So this gives us our window of opportunity to put a septic system to meet Title V unnecessary design standards, 75 foot. So currently, we have an existing house here that has a regular block foundation and crawl space. This is a mobile home over here, so basically there's two dwellings, it has 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. existing septic system for this one, there's an old septic tank here and a pipe and stone leaching field out here. This one had, I think, just a cesspool, but prior to this lady buying it, they tied it into this septic system. And it's failed anyway, so we went over and did a perk test right in the backyard here. This is all lawn and so forth. And there's kind of a fence around it, what that represents. And I was able to just about squeeze this leaching field in here. So because we're going further than we should towards the wetlands, that we came up with putting in a new septic tank which has a fast unit, micro-fast unit, so it's sort of a denitrification unit.
Cool.
Bristol County Precast makes this unit with sort of a rectangular area, and that whole unit drops down inside there. So there's a lot of there's air that gets pumped in there and it circulates. There's plastic media for the bacteria and so forth, so that the effluent coming out is relatively clear compared to a standard septic tank
And
layout.
that's even before getting to the leaching field.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And then from that septic tank, it goes to a pump chamber because this is slightly raised. It's almost going to be flush with the existing ground there. And we're proposing to flood this field twice a day, total of 440 gallons, 220 for each shot.
Why do you flood it?
Well, you have to flood this system.
To make it work.
Yeah, I mean, it's, because it's a pump and it's raised, we have to flood the whole system. It works better that way rather than one drop in, one drop out kind of thing. So this whole area will build up a nice biomat rather than a creeping biomat.
That's twice a day, and where does that?
Water
come
from? That's from these two dwellings. They figure 110 gallons per bedroom. You get 4 bedrooms, 440 gallons a day.
Just from general flushing.
Yeah, and sinks and showers and all that stuff.
So it stays kind of backed up for a while and then you open a valve and flood the thing, or?
No.
It's just when you flush, whenever you use your, from the house, it's
Yeah.
just gonna go in there anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the pump chamber has
Oh, and then
floats in it.
the
So
pump makes it
when the
do
float
that.
gets to a certain level, it pumps that 220 gallons out. So, when you calculate things, you figure it's gonna run twice a day, but typically they don't. It might be only once a day.
And usage.
Yeah, depending on how many people are.
And where does that just slowly seeps into the ground after?
Yeah, it leaches
Yeah.
into this, yeah. This is, these are contactor units. There's a lot of volume in there. They're in Title V septic sand. It's vented and so forth. So you get a good high quality effluent.
Okay.
Yeah, there's really nowhere else to put it on that property, over there Saturday, it's about as tight as you can get.
Right, and currently there's a well, I was told it was right there.
On the house, yeah.
Yeah, so town water goes by here, there's a hydrant actually on this side right there, so we're gonna have to tie in. It's another expense, but they gotta do it. You get your 100-foot setback from that well.
Are you planning on keeping those sheds? Are you are those sheds gonna come down?
As far as I know.
The two sheds on the right there.
Right here, they can stay, I mean, they don't have to be moved for the.
They're very close, that's what.
Yeah, but they're just sitting up on blocks or something. We don't have to be any particular setback from them.
And it's good to be keeping the silt fence pretty tight to the project too.
Right, yes, I do have that. Actually forgot to highlight that, I'm sorry, but yes, that's all the way around.
Go behind those sheds.
It actually does, yes. Yeah.
Much of a door there.
I'm afraid not, it's surrounded by wetlands.
It is. But, yeah, it needs a pat, because I know
Absolutely.
Everything's failing.
Right.
I mean, just explain why you have to have the water tie-in, just because of the setback issue.
Exactly, yeah.
Is there already sewer that far down at Peckham Road or not? Sewer tie-in?
Not something that you can tie into, no.
Okay.
We would have done that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's I think there's a pressure line that runs through there, but nobody's allowed to tie it in.
Just from school.
Where does it stop?
No, it's not, it goes right to New Bedford.
Yeah, it goes
It's
all
just
way.
just the schools, I think, that are tied
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and there's nothing beyond the schools at all.
Isn't Blueberry up the street?
No,
there?
they have
No,
a
that's
pump
on the other
station.
side?
They have their own little pump station,
Okay.
which they've had all kinds
Yeah.
of problems with.
There's a subdivision, Boat Drive is just around the corner.
They must have sewer, right?
No, they don't.
No, they don't, those
They've
are
had
all
a
sewer?
few failed
septic
systems there, but they're kind of upset they couldn't tie in.
No?
They do make like grinder pumps and things, you know, E1 grinder pumps that you could actually tie into a force main.
Right, they're working on a sewer plan, I think, for the whole city. I mean, whole town, you know, but
I hope I'm still living.
No, I don't.
he won't get to you.
Yeah, I'm like up New Bedford up the street, I'm like.
Mild sarcasm at the Conservation Commission. All right, I don't have any other questions, anybody else? I'll take a motion for,
Oh, yes?
yeah, I know Mrs. Rooney lives on Morse's Lane, and everybody else from Morse's Lane?
This is Peckham.
Yeah. All right, so, that being said, I'll entertain a motion for a negative determination,
I'll make a motion for a negative determination.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? That's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
Don't forget your,
This
yours? No,
Well,
no,
yeah,
that's
this
the
is
town's
like the
account.
box.
even better.
First one, oh wait, this is the new
Okay.
signs.
All right, now read this other one. We have an NOI for Christopher and John Elciano, 52 Morse's Lane. Notice of intent was filed by Christopher and John Elciano, 52 Morse's Lane, Acushnet, Mass. Applicants propose to construct a 16-foot gravel drive to access rear portion of property. This construction involves a wetland crossing and an alteration of approximately 4,000 square feet of bordering vegetated wetland. The proposed wetlands replication area of 4,300 square feet. Silt fencing will be placed and maintained until all disturbed slopes have been stabilized. The applicants are represented by Corey Maderas of SciTech Inc. And I don't see Corey here, so there's someone else here from SciTech.
Yes,
So
sir.
the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, John Connell, I work for SciTech, I work with Corey. Corey was unable to come here, a couple of other meetings to attend. The reading there was very accurate with what's being proposed. This is at 52 Morse's Lane. It's a wetland crossing. You can see I've highlighted the resource areas in green here. The crossing, 16 foot. Yep. 16, is that okay? 16-foot driveway, gravel driveway crossing with the associated slopes, the silt fence line here, to the twin 12-inch HDPE culverts with the riprap ends. 4,000 square feet of alteration, 4,300 square feet of replication. This is the type of plants: black gum, red maple, winterberry, high bush blueberry. That area would be, the existing wetland soils would be taken out of the existing wetland there, replaced. Well, this would be lowered to elevation 93.5. Reuse that existing wetland soil in there to plant these shrubs here, and then the whole area would be sprayed with the new wet mix. So that's the proposal, and certainly try to answer whatever questions you have.
And so the last three plants you mentioned, I know those are native. Is the black gum native too? Or is this Sylvetica?
I don't know if it is. I assume,
I think
this
it
is,
is, but
this
I'm
is,
not
I do too, I just want,
Yeah.
but we tend to want
Yeah.
native plants, because there's enough invasives around and non-natives.
I can check on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so we were out there Saturday, and it certainly is a low spot there in there, standing water. And, I know property owners would like to access up and back. And you mentioned HDPE, that's high density polyethylene, I'm not sure if you know. So
Just the,
it's-
yeah,
It's
material of the pipe
solid plastic, yeah.
ribbed like a,
Yeah.
you see it on a smaller scale, the black plastic with the rib, people use it for the small drains. This very rigid pipe, yeah.
This is to provide access to,
Right now, this is one lot, but there's a proposal to have the second lot in the back.
A retreat lot. That goes in front of the planning board Thursday, I think.
retreat lot for future, what,
House?
future house.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, like my guess is that it's just a matter of, cut out a retreat lot, make some money, spend the money doing what you wanna do on the piece that you want. You know?
Because there was some discussion for that culvert, will that be able to handle certain weights, right?
Well,
Depending on what the intent of the use was.
What I had asked Mr. Maderas was as an option for HDPE was an open bottom natural culvert. His impression was there wasn't gonna be a whole lot of traffic going over that road, over that crossing.
Yeah, I would envision if it's strictly a residential proposal that you'd have, your normal traffic, even what they call a H20, a highway loading, which is a heavier vehicle. The depth or the cover on this pipe at the invert at 92.25 would put the worst case would be the top of that pipe is 12 inches plus the depth of the wall, might be another inch and a half, 2 inches. It would put you around 90, say 93 and a half. The cover over the pipe is a minimum of 95, a foot and a half. The minimum cover recommended by that is a foot. So there's additional cover over that pipe above and beyond what could accommodate even those heavier highway type vehicles.
Yeah, my question was more in wanting to, as opposed to having an impervious bottom crossing,
Yeah.
something that's, they can borrow into it like they normally do. You said it's 60. I don't know if anybody else has questions, Mr. Conlon? Anybody, any of the neighbors, please? And for the record, just because we have to.
My name is Arlene Pombo and I live at 60 Morse's Lane, which
Thank
is
you.
right opposite.
Okay, thank you.
How far away from my border is that driveway going to be?
This is you here?
That's me.
Looks consistently to be about 12 feet. About 12, 13 feet or so. And then it veers off before it bends. You can see the bend here. So it's 12 feet consistently from about Morse's Lane. And then it will turn when it crosses the culvert, crosses the wetland to cross at the shortest distance from one side to the other to minimize the impacts. And then by then it's substantially distant from, the back corner here, you're talking 120 feet. By the time it crosses the wetland, it's probably wouldn't even be able to see this back here. This is all filled in with vegetation, yeah.
It already is.
Yeah, yeah.
My other question is, on my land, it says that it's now a buffer zone. Is that because he's disturbing that wetland?
No, this buffer is to delineate the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction under the Wetlands Protection Act. Their jurisdiction is 100 feet off the wetland line that was flagged out there. You'll see some different colored flagging out there. Actually, I'm gonna put this flag. So that is just to delineate or so people can visualize the commission's jurisdiction. Our work is in the resource area and inside the buffer. We have both types of work, so we're within their jurisdiction, which is why we're here today.
Okay, so that buffer would be there whether or not that wetland was disturbed.
Yeah, that's just, it doesn't, it's just a line on paper. Just to show them any work outside is outside the jurisdiction. Anything inside that buffer is subject to comment in a filing today. But this it's not, it doesn't stay on paper as though it's some type of protected zone over here, or it's not delineating anything further than just for this filing, that's all.
Anybody else from Ross's Lane with questions?
I mean, weren't you walking around that morning with your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
I
seeing
didn't know,
you.
I saw people, but there's only.
That's all right, I didn't know,
Somebody walking
if,
around
like, maybe you were coming over or I could, whatever, but I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
We don't have a file number yet. for
Okay.
this.
All right, so we keep
We're
going.
voting for
All right, so, and just so you know, because this is a wetlands issue, we need to have a file number from the Department of Environmental Protection. Hi, buddy. And since we don't have that, we can't vote on this yet.
And I apologize.
Yes, sir.
We don't have that because, why?
Because it takes, however long it takes for your check to clear, it goes, the check that you sent to DEP goes
Check
to
that
Ross.
SciTech sent to DEP?
The SciTech sent to DEP.
Well, when DEP gets the filing, they'll review it and then issue a number. But
Right,
I've
first
seen
they
it
have
go
to clear the
from-
check, and then they have to tell DEP in Lakeville, okay, because the check goes to Boston. So once it clears through Boston, then they call Lakeville and they say, okay, you can review this now. And
so
once
much
they
of
review
it,
it, somebody gives us a number.
so much of it has to do with what they have backlogged up there too, because you can submit it and within a week you'll have a number, and then you can submit it on the same type of time frame, and 3 weeks go by and there's no number, and you call them, what happened to the number? We've got filings to review.
It's John, correct?
Correct.
Yes, John. I've been working with Corey over there.
Yeah.
And it's been a process, to say the least. My check was put in several weeks ago, and with SciTech, and it was not put in, sent where it needs to go. Not pointing fingers, but
Yeah.
someone there did not send it off, so again, I've been working on this for a year now, so it's been quite a process.
Yeah.
So, again, just so I apologize, I had 6:30 on the agenda, and it seems like I was a little late, that we were gonna hit the agenda, but we can't vote on anything because we don't have a filing number, and that's not anything that we did wrong, but we're just
Correct.
waiting for that.
Correct.
Right.
To make it
They'll take up
official.
at the next
Yeah,
meeting,
so
yeah.
we have all of the information we need to have, but if we were to vote on it now, it wouldn't count, we'd have to do it again. I mean, our next meeting is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and if you get the number, you can let them know, right?
Well, you guys still can't vote until the number is issued.
I know, but at least it might give a peace of mind, something
Oh,
comes through
sure,
early,
yeah.
you know?
Well, because if you
someone
don't
knows.
I'll
have
let you know if you want.
Beverly, if you
Sure.
don't have the number, then you should contact them not to put it on the agenda until we get the
Yeah,
number.
no, I'll get her.
So they don't come
on to
here and then
DEP
say, we don't
about
have
it.
a number yet.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah,
So next time we do this, when you hear me read this off, you'll hear me read off the file number. All right, so in that case, motion to continue for the next meeting in 2 weeks. Yeah, I'll make that. Okay, and a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Did we have any other, aside from the number, were there any other, anything else we have to do as far as, did we meet requirements necessary, and were we satisfied with the plan that SciTech came up with?
the plan is fine, there's, you know, once you get your file number and you get your order conditions, it will say, you know, the order conditions is about 10 pages, and it will go through, you know, you need to do this, you need to do this.
That'd be
you
from
need
the
to do
state?
this. What's that?
That would be from the state?
No, that'll be from us.
From, okay.
Yeah, and, and if there's anything special, I'll write it in, you know, because there tends to be boilerplate stuff, you know. But in this case, the big deal is the wetland replication area, you know, if that's, built correctly and there's silt fence up along the project line, I don't see how there'll be any problems, you know, just for this.
And there was some question of native plants
Yeah,
as
the other
well.
I was curious.
I'll check on that black gum plant.
Yeah.
That's those 4 species there are pretty standard, even in other towns, they wanna see those, and
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet
Yeah.
that they are all native, but I will double check and have that answer for you
I
next
recognize the
meeting.
name from my wetlands class. Just wanted to make sure they're native. My wife gets mad at me about that.
Go,
She
Mrs.
doesn't
Cherry.
plant in New York because they're not. All right, so we're all set.
Okay, thank you for your time, appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, you're free to leave, you know. Unless you want to be riveted by the rest of what we're going to do.
No,
Which is not likely to happen.
I need to go split wood for an hour now, to take out some frustration.
I go for a while. If you have any questions, feel free to call.
Give everyone a high
Yeah,
five.
no,
So that's it for hearings.
Say hi,
Agent updates.
Say bye, everybody. Bye.
I don't have much. I've been working on the stormwater management plan for the EPA forever. And it's due this week. So that's what I've been doing. We had a meeting with Woodard and Curran today. And, the building inspector was there, the board of health agent was there, the DPW director and his business manager were there. And the fire and police chiefs were there. So, and that was with Woodard and Curran. So they sort of introduced the MS4 program to them. And, it was just like a meeting to kind of get everybody to understand, what was going on. So, because I'm writing this thing and I'm saying, the DPW's gonna do this and the building inspector's gonna do this and, so I figured it'd be a good idea to tell them ahead of time. But, beyond that, there's not much, I have gotten 2 different, there it is, okay. Thank you. 2 different anonymous letters about Wing Lane. They're both Wing Lane.
With the solar?
And, well, that's the thing here, I have them right here, I can read them to you.
That's right over here.
Is there? Yeah, where the big solar thing is? This is the first one.
That project has started?
Well, no, that's the thing, the first one is built, and it's been there now for a couple of
Yeah,
years,
across the street
actually.
there, yeah.
Yeah, and then across the street, they haven't started anything. But I'm getting these letters, this one says,
The world's smallest handwriting.
as a neighborhood member of Wing Lane, I usually walk in the woods on Pajot Street, ride horses, etc. I thought these were wetlands. Now the trees, brush for the deer, and all is all cut down. Why would you cut all this, dig up the path, fill with stone, thought this was conservation. This is all bordering vegetated wetlands. There are toads, snakes, salamanders, all here, hawks, turkeys, all bulldozed, and vegetation ruined. Stream flows through to the side woods, ruined. Okay, that's the first one. And so I went up to Wing Lane, and there's nothing going on that piece where the project is supposed to happen. After I read this one.
He's anticipating it.
Maybe.
Well, I think they're talking about the other
Or is there
end.
somewhere else that's?
If you go
That's
down
fine.
Wing Lane and then Pajot Street comes in
Yeah.
from the woods,
Mm.
and I think that must be what they're talking about. They built a new house there, a while back, and I don't know, I guess there must be
Pajot's
stuff
one of those
blocking the
weird
woods there.
split streets, isn't it?
Yeah, where the woods are in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one says, why is Mr. Howley bulldozing the woods blocking Pajot Street with cut trees so we cannot ride into or walk into the woods? This is town land. I don't think it is. Even the little side path is all blocked with trees and rocks now, a wall of boulders from his pole, so you cannot go on that land. what is going on? Who said you can just bulldoze town right of ways? Oh, maybe it's a paper street. We have been here too and should have access to the Page Street woods, not with huge trees blocking us. Sorry, don't want problems, just clear path to walk or ride as we have.
You should define
So-
whose property that is.
Yeah, so
Do we
these are
have-
both anonymous letters.
Yeah.
And we have map or diagram showing where town land is.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
would-
and I'm pretty sure that's not town land. I'll check it again.
Because I
but
know that's in the open space plan, which
That
is,
area is?
well, I mean,
Part of
that,
it.
the whole diagram laying out what's, and actually, stuff has been added to it since we've taken over some easements with land owned by the coalition, right? And
Yes.
development rights and so that
Yes.
diagram's gotten, has had green added to it.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm
the
curious
yeah.
about what they're talking about there, so you can find
You
that
know,
out. and-
I'll go up again. I think, like I said, I think it must be, they must be trying to get into the woods that cuts through to the other end of Page Street,
Mhm.
you know? But like, as far as I know, that's never been town land unless it's a, like I said, unless it's a paper street
Mhm.
and they've just always used it, you know?
So how would you respond to that? Would you post something?
I can't respond to
No.
that. Those are
Nobody
anonymous.
signed it.
What's that?
Nobody signed
No, I
it.
mean,
When I was
right,
on
so
the
how
road,
can-
we stirred them up and
If you
threw
could,
them
I don't know if
away.
you would post
She has
something on
been
a post.
responding
No,
to
that-
no,
this
no,
camera,
no,
though,
no.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's
we
the
may
best I
answer
can
it
do.
At the
Right.
next
Best we can do
meeting,
is say
you can,
that-
we can check this out and
Yeah.
we'll respond to it.
Right, so that's a method of response. You could
Right.
publicly announce where the property is and where the town's land is.
Right, or maybe I'll
As a
just print out a
courtesy.
map of town-owned land
Mhm.
and we can show it to
Post it
the
on
camera.
easel over there or something
Yeah,
for the camera to.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on
And
the
again,
wall.
as a courtesy.
because we are supposed to be getting a plotter, you know, a good-sized printer. that
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
our, so we can
yeah,
do
yeah.
our own maps.
Yeah.
So, you know, when that
Pretty
comes,
cool.
maybe that'll be the first thing I print out is the town-owned land.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So anonymous, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, really,
Love that.
yeah,
That's odd.
Hmm.
it is odd to
Yeah,
get
yeah, you're
anonymous
getting up.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Oh, we got
So,
years
so
going
that very well
on, so
may be separate
Yeah.
from that solar farm filing. then.
What's
it'll
that?
take
So
no-
that very well may be separate from the solar
Then
farm
wanna come
filing.
down, sign their name to it.
Yeah, it
Forget
sounds like it might be,
Yeah,
yeah.
They
Yeah,
got trouble
at
with a
first,
neighbor
when
or
I read them at
something.
first, I thought
They
that's
do
what it was, so that's what I was
They
looking
start
for.
bitching,
you know?
Yeah.
right there, come down and see where
Okay,
the problem is.
so that's it for,
Pretty much, yeah, like I said, I've been doing the
Storm-
MS4
stormwater.
program, so if you wanna know anything about stormwater in this town, call the EPA.
we've had a lot of it.
Stop the rain though.
Oh,
know.
Stop the rain a little
Yeah.
bit.
I know, we've had an awful lot, but pretty soon I'm gonna have to test the, you know, the water coming out of some of these stormwater outfalls. So then it will stop raining, cause then there won't be anything coming out.
I know, right?
Where are those?
Oh my God, they're everywhere,
Everywhere.
all over
The town.
town, yeah.
She's making a map.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually the BBAC, or BBNEP made us enough already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have updates or other business for the commission? She's pondering, okay, Ted, do your thing.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.